private counsel. First, the unrepresented defendants. Charlie Ward. Ma'am?
That case was no cross.
Okay, thank you. Next is Kelly White, I guess, or Wilhite? Nope. Deji Zunga. It's Zuniga. Zunga Scully. Okay, and that's right, Mr. Cobb. Okay. So then to the PD, the folks that are in the gallery, you want to start with them?
First, I have Melanie Martin. Ms. Martin is present and approaching, Your Honor. We will acknowledge receipt of a one-count information, waive the formal reading, enter a not guilty plea. Ask that this remain on the May 13th docket.
Okay. Ms. Martin, I'll see you no later than May 13th, okay?
You got all my stuff?
Ma'am?
Have you got all my stuff I sent you?
I have not, because
Okay.
you've got an attorney, and
Right.
if you sent things directly to me while you're represented, then it's basically it's an improper communication. Your mouthpiece to the court is your attorney.
I'll make
Okay,
sure
yes,
he
sir,
has
thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Next, I have Roderick McKinnon. Pass Mr. McKinnon.
Okay.
Jessica McVeigh. You could pass Ms. McVeigh, Your Honor. Juan Medina. Mr. Medina is present and approaching. There is a two-count information for Mr. Medina. We will waive the formal reading, enter a not guilty plea, and ask that this remain on the May 13th docket.
Mr. Medina, how are you?
Good, how about yourself?
Doing well, thank you, sir.
Sir.
I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock. If the state offers you something that you want to accept before that date, and you want to avoid about 300 people, Mr. Kleins can set a hearing before then, okay?
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Michael Murrell. Mr. Murrell is present and approaching. There is a three-count information, Your Honor. We will waive the formal reading, enter a not guilty plea, and ask that this remain on the May 13th docket.
Okay, I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock. Stay in touch with Mr. Klein.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last I have in the gallery is Derek Newman. And Mr. Newman is present and approaching, Your Honor. We do have a one-count information. We will waive the formal reading, enter a not guilty plea, and ask that this remain on the May 13th docket.
Okay. Mr. Newman, I'll see you on May 13th at 9.
Yes.
Thank you.
Call on.
Mr. Koch.
Yes, George. Ms. Destiny Reynolds
Ms. Reynolds.
is present and approaching, Your Honor.
Did you give the wrong one?
No, I gave him the right one, it's attached. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Your Honor. Receiving the information, will be entering a not guilty, waive formal reading, and request to be kept set on that 513 pretrial.
Okay. Ms. Reynolds, I'll see you on May 13th at 9. Stay in touch with Mr. Kleins, or I'm sorry, Mr. Koch.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
And that's all I had present in the gallery, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Who represents Mr. Williams, who's on?
Judge, I do.
Okay.
That's Darrell Williams. He was on the 9 o'clock docket. The court had issued a capias.
Mr. Williams, if you'll unmute your microphone. There you go. Good.
Judge, he'd got his dates mixed up. He's actually at work right now. So I'm going to request that the court withdraw the capias and allow us to enter a denial to the violation of probation in 20 CF 559.
Okay, Mr. Williams, I do withdraw the capias, so they won't arrest you today. Thank you, sir. And is the time, it's a VOP?
It's a violation of probation. May we ask for the April 15th date without subpoenas?
Okay. Mr. Williams, I'll see you on April 15th at 9 o'clock, okay?
April 15, 9 o'clock, thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Stay in touch with Mr. McKinney.
Yes, sir, thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I have Alfred Villa in the court. Mr. Villa is approaching in 24 CF 262. Judge, it looks like we may need to put this on another arraignment date.
It was just filed when we printed out for you.
Do you have,
It's
is it a one-count information?
Yes, yes.
For dealing stolen property?
Grand Theft Auto.
For Grand Theft Auto, okay. So if it is a one-count information, we will waive its formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty, and ask for this to remain scheduled on the 5/13 pretrial.
Okay. Mr. Villa, I'll see you on May 13th at 9. Stay in touch with Mr. McKinney.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir. Mr. Villa? Hannah Waltman. Judge, I called for her. May I call it at the end of the docket?
Yes, sir.
Sean Watson.
Hello, Mr. Watson. Madam Clerk, has an information been filed? One count information or two count information? Judge, we will acknowledge a two count information, waive its formal reading, and enter a plea of not guilty. This is scheduled for May 13th at 9 a.m. I'd like to keep it on that date. Okay. Mr. Watson, I'll see you on May 13th at 9. Stay in touch with Mr. McKinney.
Yes, sir. And then hold on
Thank you.
for
If
a
you'll wait
because
one
they're gonna
second,
hand you
there it
that.
is.
Schedule an appointment, come in and talk to me. Okay. I filed a written plea of not guilty for Carlos Welch, 24 CF 358. I believe that's scheduled for May 13th. Amy Ziska, with a Z, is present in the courtroom in 24 CF 344.
Hello, Mrs.
Additionally, she has case 24 CF 345 and 24 CF 347. We will acknowledge the receipt of one count information, 24 CF 344, enter a plea of not guilty. We will acknowledge the receipt of two count information, 24 CF 345, waive its formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty, and acknowledge the receipt of one count information, 24 CF 347, and enter a plea of not guilty. All of these are scheduled for May 13th at 9 a.m.
Okay. I'll see you on May 13th at 9.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
There you go. Call me and make an appointment.
Judge, I have one more.
Yes, sir.
I got Mr. Wilbert Scarver, who's present in the approaching. Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Scarver.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right.
Good.
Your Honor, received the information, 2 counts, will be entered a not guilty, waive formal reading, and request that be kept on that 5/13 pretrial, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Scarver, I'll see you on May 13th at 9 o'clock. Stay in touch with Mr. Koch.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll walk out with you. Chat.
Is that Hannah Waltman, Mr. McKinney?
Thank you.
Jason McKinney on behalf of Hannah Waltman, 24 CF 240.
Hi there.
We would acknowledge the receipt of two count information, waive its formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty. This is scheduled for May 13th at 9 a.m. unless we were able to reach an agreement and add this on to an earlier date.
Does the state have an offer for Ms. Waltman?
Judge, I'd need to discuss that with Mr. Snell in
Okay.
a little bit more detail before we put an offer on the record.
Okay. Ms. Waltman, so that means I'll see you on May 13th at 9. We have about 300 people that'll probably be here that day. If you want to avoid that and the state offers you something that you want to accept before then let Mr. McKinney know and he can set it for a hearing.
I'm gonna double check with Scott to make sure, but
Thank you.
But it's
Thank
going
you,
to take some
ma'am.
time for all that to work through.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Sorry about that, Judge.
No, not a bit.
Also got Alex Sullivan and Mr. Koch.
Okay, Mr. Sullivan.
Come on up. Mr. McKinney's going to grab Mr. Koch.
Sure, your last name is Sullivan?
Alex Sullivan. Mr. Koch, this is Mr. Sullivan, Alex Sullivan.
Excellent. Thank you, Judge. Yes, Your Honor. Receiving the information will be entered not guilty, waive formal reading, and request that it be kept on the pretrial at 5:13.
Okay. Mr. Sullivan, I'll see you on May 13th at 9.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, Mr. Snell is going to handle the 4 cases that I have left in my dock. I'm actually going to go meet with a witness on a case
Okay.
with our investigators. It may be excused.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Thank you.
He should not be, they are the written not guilty plea.
Okay.
Written not guilty pleas are filed for
Good.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I, on this thing today, I double-checked my notes, and I had a conversation with her on March 5th, where I had indicated, well, flat out told her, once I see the information, I'll file the written not guilty plea. Slipped my mind. I did just e-file the written not guilty plea, but if the court will allow us to keep that on the May 13th docket.
Yes, sir.
And I have called Mr. McKinnon's bondsman, so I'll see if I can get him here this afternoon.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Rachel, and if there aren't any other defendants in the gallery, if you want to start, you've got the
Yes,
document.
there's only 3 inmates.
Okay. Yes,
Dylan
ma'am.
Marquez.
Thank you. Marquez? Yes, sir.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Marquise. Let me see that real quick. We do have receipt of a 2-count information. We will waive the formal reading, enter a not guilty plea. I would ask that the court put this, or leave this on the May 13th docket. However, as I've talked to Mr. Marquise and Mr. Gomez, my intention is to see if we can get some kind of an early resolution and have them back before the court next month. But as of today, we just need to put that on the 5/13 docket.
Okay. Mr. Marquise, I'll see you no later than May 13th.
As well as his VOP.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'll come talk to you as soon as I get something.
Michael Metz.
Thank you.
Judge, do you want me to bring out Desi Dominguez O even though Mr. Cox is not present?
Why don't we wait till Mr. Cobb either attends if he gets here before I'm off the bench. He did send an email to me about one defendant, but I don't think it was this one. He was just saying that he tried to meet with somebody and
So I can come talk to you about this now, Jake. See if we can figure out a way around this. I don't want you to be a convicted felon. That's for the rest of your life. Your Honor. I'm sorry. So I talked to Mr. Gomez, and the state's going to leave this offer open until May 13th. No, I'm going to get you back in court before May 13th. I'm going to get you back on April 8th, okay? So the state's going to leave this offer of 6 months open to Mr. Metz. The stumbling block we have right now is that the offer requires an adjudication. He has never been adjudicated. Given the fact that the offer is going to remain open, I would like to allow myself to enter a not guilty plea today for Mr. Metz and ask the court to put him on the April 8th docket for entry of an early plea. I do want more time to be able to talk to him about how this might affect him. I mean, in my opinion, this is one of the biggest steps in a felony case, is an adjudication.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Metz, the underlying case will be set for May 13th, but I'll set it for just a status on April 8th at 9 o'clock, so I'll see you no later than April 8th.
Okay, and I'll come see you at the jail before that day, and we'll talk, okay?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Reggiano Robinson, Mr. President, approaching Your Honor.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Your Honor, we'll be entering a not guilty to both counts, waive formal reading, and if we keep this set for the 5:13 docket.
Okay. Mr. Robinson, I'll see you on May 13th at 9 o'clock, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Stay in touch with Mr. Koch.
Yes, sir.
I'll get you out of here. Here's another one of my cards. All right.
Okay. Okay, since we don't have anybody else on an earlier docket, then we'll be back at 2:30. So we're in recess until 2:30. Thank you.
All rise, please.